David Bawa wɔn ma kwa crash pa e de for man Ghana ho ne nsensem akyem say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ka say yankopɔ ya de Ghana for to aba de man pe oba eni sector no ba no homaden e de jese ne 2000 megawatt e de room ne be solar power betumi abɔ man Ghana ɛhɔ ne de na kwaye pa nanso we akwa atuma mentwe a ene sim nkyere mu no ya de ebesomo ɛwɔ kaseɛ bɔno emu sesi amika say so emperifo mo ya omadwuma National Labour Commission for ade kata tenten ade nyanhye kese da kɔto ɛyɛ my Ghana Highway Authority mpanifo ma kyerɛ mu say wɔn mu etiatua so mu kyerɛ mu say dabi ɛhene ne ha ya ma kwa mese atua na mote no entimi entodwa kram wei ene enso be na kan vesem say ɛyɛ agyemin sam kasebo we de omadwuma kasebo DLFM 106.9 meka wo say ne mrei adwuma ko bia dama ene waso yasene say yemfa omadwuma kasebo yi emra emesmom na omadwuma kasebo no Sam said aya Sunday Sam's concert Sunday Sam's concert uyo obi apeso tu kwan na kwa monane omaga na yatim sese no sabe efoma ya shinti so antu kwan hwa na sika sem no enya de bekoso ebekwaye parliament bomade na tu kwan pa na apeso tu kwan so a adwuma ko betumi abo opam akwanto no bibia kama parliament ne de ni nyina da aya Sunday Sam's concert na apeso tu kwan ekwa United Kingdom Canada afinso Dubai na apeso ko Poland Croatia Greece Serbia Italy na afinso Australia bomade abo opam akwanto no bibia etimi atodimpa ediamam Obote apeso tu kwan no wo de na bia akwanto anase adwuma na okwa ya bomade na bomade na bra Sunday Sam concert aso e betumi abopam akwanto no bibia atodin wo de skaba botom wo pese okonsra hwe a ne nyina ne se wo bepie mu Sunday Sam's concert aso ye ne betumi abopam akwanto bibia timi akoye parliament ya so ye no eba eyo fanko barrier ya ben eyo was park hotel no ben eyo fanko barrier bomade na fra yen najimu enkyeremu biara 0244291546 0244291546 Yes, say home say connecting dreams with opportunities. Afin so adwuma ko kese aba ko ne de wodi eye wan ho dwumadie pa na wonum edin. Ni nyina re cross communion wan bomade na brain. Wo yo sofo ohun enche bia bronya no eba ohun efie be yete. Asofo no so se de tie bia na yankopɔ ya adoma bosumi nya kwei ebekɔ na we yenti. Ehu be hia pa sam betena se na mahia na madi communion ni nyina ne say monsa ebetimi aka cross communion wan na sa ruby communion ebetumi abapɔ dwumadie awudie no. Bibia etimi akon kampa etiamam wo de bia wo yankwankra utifie adofo ba besra wo ni nyina ne say cross communion wan betia bomo wankasa ahoho abesom won bibia etimi atodimpa bomoden na main distributor no fine care limited afin so Grace has found us and so dansoma na bowura ho no ma wonsa ebetimi aka cross communion wan bia na say ruby communion no da dwuma de bia etimi atoye pa etiamam afin supermarket o maga na mu nyina so pa bia wonsa betimi akabi obande from penifo ye najimu enkyere mu nyina da 0248288788 me set yang matu for mu biem 0248288788 we ni abofo so yasene se o madwuma ka se bo ne tena se ne fa besom ena nimrein edi ameje so eye Nhyiraba Kwadwo Sammy bi me da me ho so me ba me de ka se bo ne nchire wan ka se beto aso edi ama
DL News.
It's official. DLFM 106.9.
Yamamo akwaba Afrika siebo no mu ensem no enien. Na nsem no beto dwa so kopie mu wonpraye so a ene no wa abetifi jese na district nim e wa pie matemu. Na beto dwa se bese bi ba ho no ma mu kirem sei. Oba ahima wo kuro honom empenifo be bomaden esode tia no. E kirem se mompene e ma oba ahima ne ntena kwamia so frisa ne ma bi kwaso mpotem honom a enya de konka ye kura ni senti mentimo ase bi sore ni pa bomaden ekota mamin ehuro no ho edi ni dwumadie pa ompotem hono ma ekwaya ro sempam na sase se wo na asem ni kopie mu e wo price circuit court echichi ni pa makoma kwaduonu nwotwe omu hyem se mo ye suspect eni pa na makoma 28 nem kopie mu court na ne dua ya da court ekwa setan price so eye circuit court ena lawyer ni a otena na dwamu atemuofo otena na dwamu eye leadership adwoa eye achema ofosu tena na dwamu no chim say nipa makoma kwaduonu nwotwe 28 a sabe mkodi anyina mansem ewa pie matemo no abetifi no nyade mama mo kwan ema bere atumi akoso frisa na mo mutu ye no eya mamosem pa samba tenase na oba hema mawro no ho edi ni mpamro ahwe ne saa wore mkyerem se da bia asem na esi ye na ebokro nti anyade mbetumi atenase mesabe sa abonefo sem no atumi akoso nti Wamba modern ya san komba parent kaja adisha tumanya ben so court kyerem se dabi mutumi ma ne benti wamo nkwaso atwentwa posifu akache mamugu so ayenhwehwemu ma nipa wo do modwan so matumi ache no abegina emra anom na court ahye se yankopɔ ya adoma bosoma yebunda toso aduonu nson omamade ansam bepiem wo court na court entimi tena asam to fi se de yekoso no time pan na sase we mu na nipa wono no ye lawyer ogina mu ede ma adehye a wono makaka twa mu ewo apiem antemu no ne den ede lawyer Efa eye Enkrabia dete o kyerem sei sa na motuo na court no tu no eye ne yapa free sei onim de nti a court be hye se nipa makoma kwaduonu wotwe no ba se na wotwe baako ekwa na wotwe mienu ntem na no kopiem wo court mo ko kuma proof akachi adenti na montena se enipa no bepiem wo etizane ya proof akachi mpo obi a wonfomso na ma wotu ye timutumi fa ntensa baako mpo ema wo mu nyina da enti court adenti na wan transa ma moden na mo mu be efiso maga na mamra ne kyerɛ se obi etu na mo de kopiem proof akachi e hu behia se yama wono mu be no mu kofie omu wabusuafo na adenti na court wa kyekyan se omo wono mu kwan Enkrabia fa da ta kyerem se na motu na court atu no eya ne yapa efiso maga na mamra na court no pese oteti aso ntonde o kyerem se dia se no eya ne yapa ojemra insa sabo kyekyan komo kyerem se the court na ye ne de de wadwene ho a wonte ase kra Enkrabia ifadate ekasa ye no emu enkyeremu nie
no kroni me ne judge no enya adwene kra efrise ye chi nkrofoi 1 week ago ye do akogu cells aposifo bebre begu hande investigations ben na wo moya wo mu wie I don't understand and nipa 28 why you are no watra say they are guilty of kidnapping and firing weapons and so on. But Obia they have to prove, say, this particular number 1 accused person, number 2 accused person, number 3 accused person, Obia specific charge against specific accused persons. Why Cardinal Boom General is not the best. The way Obia or no cry a chin, a better bontin, or no 1 man, Nipa Hene Cotin, Nipa 10, and then Nipa 5, and then Nipa 4. By all means, a Nipa back, and now cost me and the best one is action at trans. Who are those two? Who are they? And that is my problem. And this is the stage a case you do. A fena ye cultural court said court mamu or no cry a chin a better bontin or no 1 man Nipa Hene Cotin, Nipa 10, and then Nipa 5, and then Nipa 4. By all means, a Nipa back, and now cost me and the best one is action at trans. Who are those two? Who are they? And that is my problem. And this is the stage a case you do. A fena ye cultural court said court mamu bail mo jije asem no mu na ye bedi asem no mamu bail woman kofie woman ko mo yerenom ni woman ma ho that a fena ye cultural court said court mamu bail mo jije asem no mu na ye bedi asem no mamu bail woman kofie woman ko mo yerenom ni woman ma ho that time so na won abetre ni dia esese omukoda prison
eni a woti ye aya lawyer Efa Enkrabia date ana o kyerem se ye ne yapa efrise onim se sabi enipa a wonom tu sa na mo ense amekese no court o kyerse mo ye suspect no sakoba se o mafom mrampa a anka court no mo benefit mo so wabusuafo na anka mo kwa abusuafo nkyɛn enko ye mo awa tu kakrampo ansa wo masa ba court bio na sakoba se court no se twintwina se wo mo nkoso a endem approve akache Enkwapim 27th November dia odwene ho a wonte ase kra emu enkyeremu na yede asomwe enu wachi na nana no matrenkodwom wa abetifia no wapie matem nso nana okogina wane ma nana saka dakon okyerem sei nani age papa court ade a waye modo ene da pa fisa na mo bone anipa ya to no time samba so na tete nana mo mra so apapa nana no asum sei bone be pa nana mo de adi mo aniti sabe motu sa na mo eya na mo fon sa ne sente okyerem sei ane mo na court no atu no emu oda party sa no ma na wa hye sei sabaya ni pa bonfa hudo be mo ka ho ase amekase mo adwane no won be che o munti court no nkoso amba sa ni pa ya mudu sa na mo no nkoso na positive akache kopem sei wono be che sa ni pa bonfo aka no na eje mra ni sentofo kasa ya na nusumu enkyeremu enie
aka mi to aka isa se nipa no ni awon mu lan chewo nti ni nti o se yo ma on be bi mo ha o si na o na fi It's say also a national security purpose. You say I'm so a national security for us, only a national security. Bill I am on it.
106.9.
Any a woti ye na nasaka da kwa ono aye da kwa ono no gina mu ema abetifi traditional council no kirem say sana montu ene court na tuo no emu oda party say sabia no man na mefiri say yentiment trase ema mobini bu emfa mramfa nso mu nsem empa para na matren kwandwa eni so ekirem say mutu ohina to atwene o kirem say da bidda o maga na mran kire senti anamo na court na tu no emu oda party say sabia no mandam ti ya kono ene da pa eno so mu ekirem ena yede asomwen ya to akase bo no so ane yebo ede awuramu e electoral commission na so eye na esi ameke se electoral commission no de nkata ba bonten akase ekirem say ene do yada ya wata ogbo obusu de toso du nan wade mu kirem say wade mu ahase ade eye ballot papers ni nyina da ede ko manga na mantam ene jezemensin mensin nyina matumi abo manga na bato ede ya ne man yakopo ya adoma panima aboso de toso nso no bibia atimi atodin pa de ma manga na nkata ne ba bonten endrata ogbo obusu de toso edu jezemiensa ena yisi chairperson no eye jenmensa o kirem say yisi na ye crowd say distribution ni nyina da hyase a make say ne do yata enkata na hyase a e de identity e kwa o my Ghana mensene bi mom kirem say de dikan no be hyase wakabupude matemu e wo ha na ma efiri wo pe e kwa central region 50 matemu e bi be kwa atoi matemu be kwa savannah matandem afi so upper west region so bi be kwa e wo na jese yankopon ya do ma kinata e ye efiatai ogbo oboso ne da etoso edundum na nkata ne bi e be sa akọ yisi nkata no esa kirem say yankopon ya do me na ede ya ne mu ya danso ebe November 16 me chobo oboso ne da etoso edunsia wade mu kirem say yankopon ya do ma me na no so Ashanti region ebi beko ehonom se bibeko afin so ahafo region se bibeko western north region se bibeko ekopem say omaga na mensin ahodo na aka ni nyina da so ballot papers no so ni nyina da ebi betimi ekopie honom na yisi chairperson kirem say wenya na motu a electoral commission no etu na timia ba omaga na bato ebebeto no ahobo aka no bibia timia to din yisi no kirem say ahoma da ni nyina da tom ti Ghana fo mamode na munum so mfa ntwan wo pe evize electoral commission no egusu etu na mabetia ba omaga na fia bato we no bibia timia kodin na wode mu kirem se ballot papers ne so wo mo de kwa enko ba bia ni nya se ko bi mu apolisifu akate ekopem mra abato da ne bedu ansa na ya twe ballot papers no timi de apie ni senti wa adwene se ballot papers no be ko wia bidie enya de besi afiri se ni nyina da ko pie mu e wa apolisifu akate na mra se we to fom se tim ena de e ka se wo moden ene Ghana mebunu bia mo nto aba ne bida edi nkoma de bi se me se afi we abato da ma ya krado na mo nto bido na kwa do e fa so to aba no asimu ni ma na mo chem so wo yenim ebi mu kirem so mu nimpa bi nso mu kirem say electoral commission na fi so NLSN NCC informal bonten e ma kira Ghana fo mabu na wona mu to aba ne bi da every say ye kwato abere obi di kwa tim e bi anse odi tim na electoral commission fo yi ato akina ba ne sanso abato ne ma ntumi kwai so mo made so me nche de ma o maga na mebu na tua mafo a wato ato no bibiara atimi akwadin ye pam Ghana mebu ne be jemre ene di ye kasa ba twetwe nkomo emu enkyere mu enie.
I haven't been educated on it, but then meaning say you put your thumb in the ink, then not on the picture but the space provided, then you put, so it shouldn't be on the line, it should be in between, you get it, maybe in the space. That is what I think.
But when you get to the voting center, you're asked to give your ID to the EC or the electoral officer there, and they'll go through the list to find if your name is actually there. When you are done, then you'll be directed to where they give the ballot papers. So from there, then you go and thumbprint, and then when you are done, you clean your hand, like the ink on your thumb, you clean it very well. Then you then fold the papers and then dump it in the ballot box.
Even at the polling station, there are some officials that will tell you to fold. They've already folded the sheet, how you fold it and put it inside the ballot paper. So you fold it the same way they have folded it. So there's no mistake or anything. And if the ink, how to dip your finger into the ink and all those things, they teach all those things at the polling station.
I mean, senior when you finish, you clean. Who vote we are now? What do I see about pen? Now we are now fold the paper nicely. Now they are shake box.
According to me, I must say, so we do our so we didn't cover check. Say we didn't war list no more. Until me find so post station what trouble. We didn't cover check. So we didn't more. And so we check. So we do a man work it. So ballot people paper no. Look at the ballot paper and where you so. What finger no.
With the paper no nicely now they share box.
According to me, I must say. So we do our so we didn't cover check say we didn't war list no more. Until me find so post station what trouble no. We didn't cover check so we didn't more. And so we check na so we do man work day. So ballot paper no. Look at the ballot paper and where you so. What finger no less and no what about him.
Then not on the picture but the space provided, then you put, so it shouldn't be on the line, it should be in between. You get it, maybe in the space. That is what I think.
But when you get to the voting center, you're asked to give your ID to the EC or the electoral officer there, and they'll go through the list to find if your name is actually there. When you are done, then you'll be directed to where they give the ballot papers.
Any awoti ye ya Ghana this year bi. Omo ye mebu na mo de aba na mo nya nto bi da. Afu wei ene mere dika mo abeto aba na mo tirem say. Kwan do mo fa so to aba no. Aye du ba bia na aye nsem pinti. Electoral Commission ma botem be kire Ghana this year na fin so NCC ye formal bonten. Na mo tumi be educate Ghana for abato no hye ho afri say. Anya se bedu ba bi na beto aba na dodo na da say ye no so koba ne sa. Mo akra. Ene so mo kire mu. Ena ye de asim wei. Ye to aka se bo no so a na ye bo e de agura mu. Awo penipa ono no oye founder e de ma senior partner and afin so eye AB and David Africa ne dey David ofosu dote wakasa e de said to Ghana ayokoni nyina danim e na omo ka biewom e kirem say etu ba bi o maga na etem sese ne sabe pro ne kankan e dware wo man ya de biala da Ghana fo akasa ya akasa na so pro ne kankan no yentimi e ya ho hwe kram Dr. Dinsema de tuja emra Jumede bia Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition for more than ye e won na ye wadai. E mra okasa wo jumede na se no kirem se aya na ya every ne. Amayokoni ada e bonto nanso nsema do mo ka no. Obi an hyeda emfa nsem infantu dwa. E kire kwan pa betumi afa so. Akon atole pro ne kankan ya se o man Ghana mu da. We kire se amanyoko no, anasa amanyoko ahodo o man Ghana mu no. Wode me madwen so betumi abuwa ma corruption anasa pro ne kankan no. Etimi atwakra. Dr. Ekasa na wo kirem se edu ba bi o man Ghana manyofo no ba betena ba nwa so no ma dikra o no ma set ono mo ka se mo dikra mo ne ma wo de kire Ghana fo mo wieye na so adu ba ko ewo mo ni se eni bana betena kwanwa so be wi o be kofie no ekutabo be na ya na eba obi betena tena man Ghana finhia o man so mi finhia be ya nwotwe efinhia na so be kofie no ekutabo ni ba bia da ma so badwani mu nkunta entra ne manfo o man pani mu nkunta enfa ntra ne manfo o tese ne osofo so mu nkunta enfa ntra ne manfo de hianse wa pon adwuma ya to abatia ne nti wo kofie opani din doctor kirem say sa na monto na Ghana mpanifo atena se ayanhwe han sa no si ahwe ne ye pebedu babu no manga na bagis mafiri se o manga na esi ayekese no pro ne kankan edware wo man de sankrosa ne sande mpanifo ansaro pa anya hu bibi dia ibabre papa wakasa kirem se manya mfa ya no keke enkasa enfa pro ne kankan hu de bia da ne yakasa o manga na pro ne kankan ya koso na santwefo ka pro ne kankan koso nanso yetu hwan na mo bia da o se wanne o maga na sika sama se nya Japan kankan so amanyefo de o msam yonu bosikam edi ni se nyafu de mo pe na wona mo ya nanso mo wie pe enkuntabo biara nya de yakoso nti enanim ya dampefo pa efa nse pa fa ngwa kwa netumi mwa na pa ne kankan yakoso no eto tumi twa emra oje mre e wotira kasemu e kasa adwumadi na se no esma ho da doctor e de tu dwa no emu enchire mu nie.
We've had laws on corruption forever. From the criminal, then we came to putting it into something in the constitution. Then under Shraj, we gave Shraj the power. Then we came to create SFO, and we changed the SFO to Yoko. And then we come to special prosecutor. And each one of them has had all these challenges. Then come to talk about World Bank support to pass Public Procurement Act. I had the privilege of doing the policy framework for the Public Procurement Act. I had the privilege of even working on the review. How many people have been sanctioned for corruption from public procurement, which is the major place where the corruption takes place? We passed an Audit Service Act, which was one of the conditions for HIPIC. How many people have been sanctioned as a result of the Audit Service Act, the law that out? We passed a Whistleblower Act. How many people have blown the whistle? Don't we have cases where police have even blown the whistle on whistleblowers? We asked for Freedom of Information Act, and we said once we have that, we had that, we settled the Freedom of Information Act down. How many people have exercised that freedom and been been able to make the disclosure and all the rest. Now you're asking for asset declaration. When even lifestyle audit asked by the audit service itself has not been implemented. So I'm not so much a fan of laws. And the problem with these laws is that we create more institutions, create a burden on the public purse, end up with DDEP and things like that. The institutions which are existing, to what extent are we allowing them to work? And I think that the anti-corruption institutions, GII, the coalition, etc., should focus more on that because it's really the problem. Otherwise, we just talk and more institutions, and I don't fancy these institutions. At the end of the day, if somebody in power decides it won't work, it won't work. I think the other recommendation worth focusing on is that these institutions should push for transparency, starting from public procurement. What is wrong, for example, with publishing who won an award above a certain percentage? I don't see anything wrong with it. This is a contractor who won the award. This is the price. This is how long it has to take to finish. These are the releases. There is nothing wrong with that. If we publish that, we will know that how much are we overpaying those who are supposed to execute projects. If we push for transparency, we don't need more of us. These things will find a way of working for themselves. And I think citizens should, for want of a better word, ignore the restrictions that is placed by the very laws, because the laws have become an excuse for non-performance. That's what it is. Somebody doesn't perform, doesn't fight corruption, and we say, okay, it's because we didn't have an anti-corruption law. It's because we didn't have this and all. Don't we all know what corruption is? We all know. It's as simple as that. I mean, I think we should stop getting fixated about laws and law.
Any awoti ye I founder at the my senior partner of AMB and David Africa. David Ofosu Dote and what him say. O manga na baby yadu say no, sabe prone kankan no. A jeans a mukra and send him penifom from 9 cents from pa de any German of way. Said a mon pen or more ya power manga na baby bit your man. A beji and say, say, prone kankan, yet the neighbor who now said to me a quantry said dear. A beya watch it bitain. A mo entry mo, and a day assume wing. Ya twaka se bono so ane ye bo ede awuramum e wo former chair ede ma energy committee e parliament e Samuel Atachia one opening power ono so kopie mu e energy committee o ma se bedwama ono krada nso NEC amanyoko no manifesto no one e kasama for de ma wonom ne din ede Edward Bauer o ma se bedwani wono ma kwahia mu antokwa pa so ne nyasem kuma na ne nyina ne se Dr. Mamudu Bawumia de batu dwa se o magana ya tim sese ne ho ne ne du ba bia ne sika sem ne ma bi nkoye nti ade ba kwa wadwene wa hu se betuma wa omaga na pa na tetere NF so energy sector no ene matuma kwa nkan nyina ne sei ye behia energy solar power ne bi ne bibia betuma kwa ye pa na o kirem sei Yakopo ya adom na Ghana foto aba de man pe no be man penin dia oba pe energy as a power na solar power ne benya 2000 megawatt na no ba pe o my Ghana dum so ya kokoso no etubetuma twa kram that is some we to dwa pe ene sentwerefo e ba moden ene former chai e de ma energy committee o ma se bedwam Samuel Atachia din koba de ebisa ne se senior na den se we na atodwa no wodwene ho ye pen no so wedam edam pa fi se wo hwa MP manifesto ne baba papa fi se Dr. Mamudu Bawumia ono pro oprema o mampani akonwa no ne mo ne modi kan eso ani ye pam na de ntia wakasa ne nyina ne se o kirem se edu babia na ye sikasem na aban so adwuma ye fo otu amoka no wone mo do so pante bedu babi na aban sikasem obehia na da to ne ma energy sector na edu babia na nkoye nti aban batrete na kobam na obon ho maden no ne yankwankwa nyuma aka mtuma de amanchire ne ba koba ne sa pa betunya boa pa energy sector no ene matumi akoso ye pa ma Ghana energy anasa hone ne bibia tomato ye pa o kirem sa de ba kwa aba ne ba ye so bo no ho maden no ma ne matumi ayamre ama nkwankwa nyuma ne ba ne sa pa akwankwa nyuma dwuma de a mu tie ne bibia betuma to dim pam o kirem sa na moto mu tuo ne Ghana bedu bapi no o ye ho beto papa ne santi energy sector no so betuma gya no so ma Ghana ne ma hodo ayepe se kwa ne nan so pa wa hone ne mu bibia betuma to dim pam emna Atachia Ejiban Santrafo Twetwe nkomo no emu enchire mu enie
our financial space. We should never discount what the private sector will do to bring it about. So one of the major things we are going to do by reason of our even current challenges of how we are overstressed in terms of our expenditure and then debt and the rest of it. We will give the private sector the space to intervene in the energy space and they'll be able to help us with this, solar issues. 2,000 megawatts. Government's role right now, if you pay regard to our financial space, we should never discount what the private sector would do to bring it about. So one of the major things we are going to do by reason of our even current challenges of how we are overstressed in terms of our expenditure and
then debt, and the rest of it. This will give the private sector the space to intervene in the energy space, and then they'll be able to help us with this, solar issues. 2,000 megawatts. Government's role is to create the investment space. Let them know how they'll get their investment back.
Any awoti ye aya former chair Edema Energy Committee. Awa ya Ghana yamra sebetwam. Ne den Ede Samuel atachia ene wotirem say. En small doctor Mahmoud Bawo ne betu twa no. Bibia de den efrisa de mo aba ni tu ne beboa pa ma efrisa obawo ne ho maden. Ene private sector na kabom mo manga ne ho ne ne no. Bibia atimi akwaye pa eno achi ne masebedwane ono so. Ejina Mudima Energy Committee o masebetwam. Ono so na da NDC amanyoko manufacturer no. Wakasa de ma wonom eye Edward Bauer wo kirem say sana montu a MPP amanyoko di tuo no omoboa energy sector no sa so na mokeka ka no moboa papa afiri se ne oman Ghana monhu ba se boto no mpomfa ekran fanhim o kirem say dumso akwai de biela da Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na be ono angasa ne papa oman Ghana mampanin na dankwa kufuado o munnim sika ni hwo oman Ghana sika madi mabom se to na so monka na kran fanhim Ghana fo energy sector mokeka ka se ma mo homaden na mo ne yankwankwa nyuma ka bomu yi ese ato adada kwankwa dwuma eso no omutumi ntua to o my Ghana mu na dia pa na kire se mo ne hyepa begu akwam ma o my Ghana enwuma tumi akosoma mpo ene exacta no ankwankwa dwuma so musika behim o kire mu sense ma hodo a empia manyoko ne kana mo boa sa sora hwan megawatt na mutumi fa mbanti Ghana fo mo ntungo firi se ensa do mo kana mutu futo da Ghana fo ne nti mama de se munti mo se firi se kwakwa da dwon pa ene empia manyoko mpeso mo de o my Ghana fo emra edodiba ono so jemre. One of
the most unsensible things that I have ever seen in the manifesto is the fact that the MPP captured that they will add 2,000 megawatts of solar, that's renewable energy, a variable, energy source to our system. Technically, it just doesn't make sense. First and foremost, know that there is this, the intermittent nature of renewable energy makes in such a way that anytime you put up a renewable energy, you must have a corresponding conventional plants to take charge anytime they are not able to produce energy. What threatens the inability to put up a renewable energy? You must have a corresponding conventional plant to take charge anytime they are not able to produce energy. What threatens the inability to put the lights on is the issue of finance. Now, because of this problem, then the issue of megawatts of solar, that's renewable energy, a variable, energy source to our system. Technically, it just doesn't make sense. First and foremost, know that there is this, the intermittent nature of renewable energy makes in such a way that anytime you put up a renewable energy, you must have a corresponding conventional plant to take charge anytime they are not able to produce energy. What threatens the inability to put the lights on is the issue of finance. Now, because of this problem, then the issue of cash waterfall mechanism came in. The current administration and the managers of the sector, cash waterfall mechanism came in. The current administration and the managers of the sector have deliberately ensured that it doesn't work.
Any awoti ye ayakasama for no, wakasa edema ND samanyokura on manifesto no, the din Eddie Edward Bauer and ochim say, and some hodwa MPP amanyokuna Montenso egazet say. 1,200 a year soda per megawatt at Babe Bo Mangana Hon in Yeno. Montumuna, every zen a crab compon nim a crop crowd Jomdanda Ghana from the moon nim Panamo for Lady Man and Monto Wedia. Moba Brepa, every way, no small dom Kakanano. El the Hoda Sama, for Soba Componis to Ghana for Montunguba Bucrano Crumponim, a Munchemo, and a day assuming. Yet what dear, or Magmaka Sebonsania yet was with your copiemo. Our 50 matenum, Yanko Piemem. Ewa desia wadum go gomwa lumi na nsem de betodwa etem se gomwa lumi fo na mo pa wanu mafasha hontoma basa yebisi etodwa ho no manipa makoma mienu eprepre na mu otempa ma na nya sem keto akra na ni yana ne se emna dwuma de ni course wa gra so aduro empotem ho no mo no ekopia mu se dwuma de ni course pepe na hu behia se emonyoku ahodo a ewon potem ho no nyina da bobo maden etun akwa kasa dwuma de na se ma dwuma de ni course pepe na se ne A+ ekwa kopre ma se bagya konwa ewon potem ho no mu binti okopia dwuma de na se sara so ma se bagya ni nsiso a ono so oti abanwa so ade ma de hia wanu won potem ho no mo no so ekopia dwuma de na se na mla dwuma de ni course pepe ena se na mo hwe ni ma se kwame A+ ba be kasa edu no so kwame A+ twetwe ne nas kakranka krasa wa mantem eno no ba ne sa pe ena esi ma se badwane a wogina mo ho no ma de ma de hia mo komua lo mani so edim ne den ade eye dini Lawson ekopie mu emna kopie dwuma de ne edu so a wakasa no ena kodu ba bi pe wakasa wi a wakom oto na mana kwami A+ befa kasa mu so no so kasa emadwuma de ni koso pepepe ena kwami A+ omu kirem ni se ne maburu ni bi sha se omu hura na mahenfo etrem kire se na mahenfo de ade a mo pe yanwa anwa na mo pe eni semenanti mpuntuo nkoso ade a mo ni mansa manfo ba chacha ne ma bi ansa fota de mamo na matena se emputudwuma bo ade sha mo ogomu alomme enso mutumi nka ho hwe ne santi emla kwami A+ kaka asem we pe ena je ta e wadwobo na se na sutura su ne we ya pa we sum e kwaje ntam potem wo pa na ense ne yasem kuma na de tututo pan na nanman atrankunya be ka se kwami A+ bo maden atwuto de firi botom atwuto we bi kan meburu mienu ma isi amekase mu kopie mo e wasa ne sodro abanya sabia amekase mu da so mo je awerhwe na tande se mu na abusua pani ono wo eye gomua lomeno de dia na kodwodu agemra kasa kirem se sana moto na ekos na ya ne yapa every say onim de ntia wo kwami A+ wo ba dwobo ase ba se ba dwani akasa wie wo so do so na kasa na mu twampoa ade ntina mo twampoa sa every say de sana moto na kwami A+ ye no anya de nti wo ba pache every say manga na mra na watiatia so no wanya kasa na kasa ka de wo ba kana kwe na matankomnya so de ntina ba tena ase akasa o mo jejeji anwa o mo jeji semina sa na mo tena ase ya mpotodwuma nkoso na kirem say sana moto kwami A+ tu ye no ankoye ko na baba ni kwatwutuo e ma basa esi ye e ogumalo me no e course na gemre ene so so twetwe kuma cheche ni sem de ntia nam ho a kwami A+ e kwatutuo e ogumwa lomeno
no so ogro kasa na nti be hu dosi momhwea na ntuku esi echi hom nti ntuka no esi echi amada na me kwa kwhwe mbra maba na afi esrobin so agi akasa na afi oja na safun so gyan nche na watwe pesi na mampom ka cha safun da mapancho onka nche ne panyin na onya abota na yi agoni nti num na mada me hu mesekumsin na maka cha mesekumsin hwede unkofun won bibia nya boko na ifa cha pesi watwe no de bunkum omanfa na accident mapanicho ombe bibia nti obedam o de pesi ne she de botom ma eyi ame de she befem ti num na mu na wode electric shock breast tube was why baspas bi hobiti wode electric shock ko si ba kono do na kono de wo pem ba ma in fact say nyame ampata nche bia se ne tipo kapin nche obi prepa nti nyame adom obedam na che eyi ame wode ba kono ko hospital ma eyi de num na mu de fi wo mo ansa na wo why de nsisie wo ye nsisie fo na de wo mere political parties in fact ya tun se from the womo buanye wonye wamba rally na wamba nso ba no wo ba at least da na ho ye fe won no anka wo ba ye bet do ma onyo ba na no ba when danga funa di ko sudi ko kan anu no ye mebia e mo house nti post phone hwe da na mo tsama no wonsisi na so wo ko invitation bia won hwe no won hwe ga funa di ko sudi ko kan anu no ye mebia e mo house nti post phone hwe da na mo tsama no wonsisi na so wo ko invitation bia won hwe no won hwe okamba fada wo bokọ ma ya so
eni a wotie ya busua pani ogina mu ede manana matrenkonja mo wagomu alombe ne den ade na kodwodiodu ene wache ne nsem se kwami A+ bomode kwatwituo ekotoye e wadwabo na se e ma esi amekase nipa prepre ya sa na montu kwami A+ tu ye do enya na mopakran na no achi ne ensentwerefo nhye mudi akoso ene mebura mo wagomu alombe akase ekirem se sanse nsema horo na nanom de batu dwa ekirem se kwami A+ on so kokopre mesebe dwa kwamwa mpotem ho no mo no wano mu kirem se wantwituo na matrenkonwa so no batu abontene Ghana fo montungu omu kirem se nanom nsem no emu hatu sesa bia tentehuro chese ni wait bia emebu ni nsem nyane se kwami A+ no wanya boni bia ne mom mesebe dwa kwamwa obepre no na nanom ja na nanom akwata ahimfo na akwata mesebe dwafo bi ni machi aji sika de wo hye mbotom nti A+ ekwamwa obepa oba beja de boso besom ne manfo na ye omo ja enti na mahinfo no asolete kwami A+ wode maka se kirem se na mahinfo no ma bonten e ma pa kwami A+ chaw efrisa na mono moto na mahinfo no nka no kra de biala danti omunya ne omuya ye na efrisa kwami A+ no fomso biala nya de won ho omu kirem se na mahinfo no ma pa kwami A+ chaw amba koso yo ye kire efrisa anama na nam ahinfo atu egu kwami A+ animu ase no etete oman Ghana mla gomalo madeshan jemre ene sentrofo ekasaye
mafua ya adwende yebobu ya afese oye 2025 enti ya sha so fiden kapu president ya to se fa amayo ku ya so ye NDC MPP no ye A+
106.9.
So obi the baby okada a plus of 2 10 and no kwa so say ya info when you waka trust current MP so ban ta o no anya hwe
A plus no one pan cho because ye nim say A plus no baba bejilo me mai no bi oni adwuma mpo no wanya adwuma ya misrama sama no
we are shine from one black no ba cho sa most more in pan say muto in pan so omra no meta mu dwuma ya chi na mu wie na mo sa so ma mo twese kan na do so na so in pan so ankol ba man ko mo kuna na asare me fe bi ankami emi sa ta mo se se ankami so ko
Eni a wotie mebuna wonom wagomua lome ena mu kyerem sɛ Kwame A+ onye bɔne biada ontwe tuontu nanom empanimfo am wagomua lome no wonom empe Kwame A+ asɛ no mpɛsɛ wɔmobɔ mɔde agu ne ho fi emu enkyeremu ena yɛde asɛmwen yɛto deɛ ɔmadwuma ka sɛ bɔ no so a na yɛbɔ de agura mu ɛwɔ masɛbɛdwa na ogyina mu de ma de hyɛ wɔnom North Town abato mpesua so Samuel Okudjeto Abrakwa wakasa de nsema dudwa etirem sɛ sia yɛkɛsɛ no emo box mako 22,000 ni nyina da aspired ni nyina da sei eye mo a expiring date mpo ebinu ni nyina da sei kra na jampanifo atena se aya hwe ha sa ma ese ameke so ma cheche mo no yekomiem ewo eteze ne senior high schools ni ma cheche ewo man Ghana ba bia senior high schools ni nyina da bi o mo fra no ma dimu ise kwa o ma dimu na se ni nyina da o man Ghana mu na Okudjeto Abrakwa eka se na ochirem se sa dwumade na akwaso no ekoso ewo February busumi ya etwa mu ena sabe sa nipa bonfo nsem we no ekwaso pam na Kwame A+ de be ya ne Kwame A+ Okudjeto Abrakwa eka se na ochirem se sa na moto na ekwaso na ya ne yapa every time ontumi ntenase ema sabe nipa bonfo nse entumi nkoso ewo mra emo ase ya ekwakoto agu Ghana mpanifo bi be ya hwahan atenase awri package emoin ede kopie mu senior high school se ya nyenchema ya mofra na omundi o my boni be pa na ede Ghana mpanifo o chem se sa na moto na akwaso no eya ne ya papa every time de akwaso no nyade a ese etwa ye kram o chem se o ye head edema assurance committee o mese bedwam na wo maden anya ne TNT ogusa nhwem mapa e de fa sa se sem no free so ntumi ntenase e ma nipa bi emfa mra fa so mo nsem e ma mo asabe ya pro na sei enkoma ye mebu so mo ngi mu we no mo ndi na mo nyare yale da bida wasanso aka se chem se sa na moto we no national food buffer stock company no e na mo tenase e de fa je san ye company dia da no so e Lemens Investment Africa Limited so e na mo fa ye na mo ne eya buffer stock storage no e wo kuma se ho na de mu ikogu ye e wo etesan ye Ashanti region so mo ngi mu we mfansie na mo maden ya fa nkoma Ghana senior high schools na mo ngi na wo de mo ndi e wo na mo nim se mo no mponi nyina da sen na openipa ne de eye Samuel Okudjeto Abrakwa na ka sam no chem se sa emo ahodo mo de bae no wa package na mo no every India na mo brand e mu no bi say mo social rice e mo ya twa mo social rice ana na be pia mu na mo chem say mo no say ye 2023 December ni mu na mo no say ye ni senti mo maden package ye mo no foforo no wonum amfa expiring date amfa nka ho nti ye de bra wo mpa nya de be hu say mo no mpo asai kran na o kyerem say sa ensansam no to odwa no pe na akopie mu awasante mantani mu Asante Regional Police Command and Office Food and Drug Board Authority on was Santiman mu enya tip off modern etimi chisanema we nyina da na so mu kyerem say mo che enuane we wie ye che no o mo to modern etnase eye hwan hasan pirivo modern etintin wono nsa ebeje mu di firi mo nsam ekotete ede ma man Ghana senior high school sunu yansa monye mo asabia sei na mundi no kuje tabla kwa kyerem say sense we ye sei na ye ne ya pa firi so man Ghana de be de ne betenase na nuane ase betetere ma emabunu so munni mu wei o kyerem say de atodwa no ontenase hwa hansa ma yemfa sabi nuane bone fa ma yemanti obakwaso apawa ma nipa biara mo ka biegom abomade atwane mo say be ye nipa bonfo mutu sa na ma wei no emra betumi ene wone madin emra okuja tabla kwa jemre ene santofa kasa cheche sense we mu nyina no.
My investigation has revealed that the National Food Buffer Stock Company clearly conspired with a company known as Lamens Africa Investments Limited, and they used the buffer stock storage facility in Kumasi in the Ashanti region to repackage expired rice. This company, Lamens, which was single source, has no track record, was incorporated in July 2020. They brought in rice from India. The brand is Moshosho rice, which expired in December 2023. That was the best before date. Seeing that the rice had expired, they then conspired with the buffer stock company to use their premises for rebagging. So they obtained different bags, this time with the inscription Enquires, made in Ghana rice, without an expiry date. And they transferred the expired rice into these bags. Fortunately, there was a tip-off to the Ashanti Regional Police Command and the FDA. They moved in and sought to prevent the whole criminal conduct from continuing. So the police closed down the place. I have intercepted letters that the Ashanti Regional Police wrote to the FDA asking that the samples that they had retrieved from this criminal enterprise be tested. Will you believe that before the test results will arrive from Accra FDA on the 6th of February, instructions came from above that the expired contaminated rice should be distributed and sent to the schools. So as we speak, all the 22,000 bags of rice that the police sought to contain and confiscate have been sent to the schools. And I have the distribution list where schools, including my own alma mater, Presec, signed and received these rights. You have border girls receiving, you have Konongo, Dumasi, and remember that a number of these schools, including Presec, are the distribution points. So when Presec receives the consignment, all the other secondary schools in Accra, in the Greater Accra region, take their supply from the Presec storage facility.
Right.
So as we speak, this contaminated rice has been fed to our senior high school students. We are at the point where there ought to be prosecution. The company, Lamens, I have intercepted documents, my own alma mater, Presec, signed and received these rights. You have border girls receiving, you have Konongo, Dumasi, and remember that a number of these schools, including Presec, are the distribution points. So when Presec receives the consignment, all the other secondary schools in Accra, in the Greater Accra region, take their supply from the Presec storage facility.
Right.
So as we speak, this contaminated rice has been fed to our senior high school students. We are at the point where there ought to be prosecution. The company, Lamens, I have intercepted documents where they have admitted to their wrongdoing and agreed to pay a fine, a paltry fine of 100,000 cedis, when you have jeopardized the health of thousands of Ghanaian students. And even the fine, they've only paid half, and they can't be located to pay the rest. Can you believe that?
DLFM 106.9.
Ni a woti ye masebe dwane ogira mu. Ade ma de hia wone mo of town abeto ampesu aso Samuel. Okujeto abrakwa na okirem say. Emo bags mako 22,000 na ni nyina da say ne. Empenifo atenase ayehwe hansa akwacheche. Ede ama senior high schools ni so monyi mu we no mundi. Emu nsem. Ye de asemo enimreyin. Na ye gina nsem we so ada ye ho ne ye ba pe sofa na ye de to aso. Nende sofa na asema da ho ne say. Yes, senior partner Edma AB and David Africa David. ofosu edote wakasa kyerem sɛ ɔmanga na yɛde ano akasa manyofo yi ba wɔne mu ntumi ntenase ensi gyinaye emfa amayɛn sa na mo we ya twipra ne kankan de na yɛyɛ obetuna betena ɔmanga na benwia so saa wɔkɔ a yɛtumi hwɛ ne nsɛm ntumi nkyɛ no sɛbi wadi sika no wɔkɔ akɔdi sika ne sɛ kwa okyem sɛ saa na moto na ɛkɔ so Ghana fo ansɔre ankasa maya mɔmɔden amfa mpanifo no to ensi gyam ma wɔn ntu ho ana mo de bedu baabi ɔman Ghana bɛde na butu na bɔyɛ nyina yɛtiri so asɛm wei wuso mu sɛn 053 4050199 0593 40 6565 yɛda ɛho yɛ ba yɛbɛfa adwenkyerɛ no na yɛde asɛm
DL News.
Yamamo akwaba asam de da paso no wobetumi afɛ na do adwenkyerɛ ɛde bɛbɛfa wo na wo nso wakyerɛ wadwene. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Opening pacho udi ne ba yakasa free. Pacho ma yenti o.
Opening asɛm a wode ate asɛm a go go pa. Ɛmo na niti mu so dana no ke ni kama fo. Ni kama fo ma wo. Or asam time e kase tu say papa want to be ama amai ebia ye no ko ba wo. Nde na meka se yenja manya. Yenja o mo mo ye ko ti ni kama fo. Eyi ọsọ mụ polifọ na ọmụsị ọma na afọ ọmụ na ọmụ dị ewu ya ọmanye na obetu meji na aka ma ọma
nti yenya manya me ho
nka yenya manya
yo yate yadase. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, your brother Bibi Aboko.
Ya mi adom mama na wonso e
na me na adom o but some years sanya manda
e pacho matema hofe
me but oni awan kono kan e boni bi animo e ni kura na because obi obebi a obeka na no de obekoli ga ka ya na be so be bread bio isi this be bia nya ko e tena ko mo ga so show maye se e ni amu ye na ya mpa na ko be ni on be di pepe because ye it mean bread mo pinifo no mbuye kwa siasa isi e ga mo nya ko be di amaye
me da se wo ba so. Hello, good evening.
Five Nhyiraba.
Oh, senior man. Me pacho odi na ba bia ka se free.
I FM Derek because I free Tema New Town.
Oh, yani ya Delika. Senior ya ba kwaba.
Alata sane omo kan. Empanyinfo ni party mienu ya na collapse. Ejalo omo ade bia ya to aba ma omo a. E wose ye ni ana e wose ye psyche ya de ne ye pe. Party fuflo bi because de bia ye be ka omo ana betimi asesa mele. Omo nso omo nya ready. Omo nso ana de bia ye to ma omo na. Ensesa e be biem na ye pe. Nyame de ho. Unyame som eno ne unyansa. Ese bia nyame wo ho. Ye nyama no ye nyama. Na nyansa na anya adwuma. Nyame som na ene sen.
Enti nyama nyame.
Oko. Ye ntimi nyame. Wase ye ne an ye tu ye ho fo ne to abapa. Ye yi o mo sinchen. Oko maame nko no bi foforo mra.
Me da se. Hello, good evening.
Evening akujabo.
Aho fence raba ni mpacho odi na bia ka se free.
Mpacho odo. Years go back. Da wonya.
All right. Mpacho me yenti o.
Akujabo me se ebe nyina ye mpanifo yi o. No kwe eni omanyi. No kwe ye ndi wo mpanifo ni nti e na ye bre. Ateka obi ko na ka ye hwehwe ne nsemu na ka ye hu se obibi bubone atochima wona na we mu a. Na ka ye de na fa de na fa mra kwan so but bi ko we ponche ba ko akoko ba ko ye jeli ni but mpanifo do mo ye bone de omo de ye njeli wo mu. Eni nti na ye bre wo man yi mu no. Me da ase nti
me da se pa. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Sorry B.
Yeah, me pacho odi na ba bia ka se free.
Me pacho wa million me kata free dodo wa.
All right, pacho me yenti o.
Me pacho. Sisi anu nkola we omudi mo no omuwu.
Ene de issue ne e allege e ade a ono no ode abetu dwanti hwehwem guso e koso se ye no kure se nya no kure no ye si su dwanti.
Ani fama nkola no.
Okay.
Enye fa nkola no be yare. Why?
Mateve da se.
Penny forfeit. Ya munya depa.
Yo.
Ne tu abama omo sisi anu de omo ye no yentimi tu abade mo nti omo ma omo ni da ho de omo ye de ye ni aji.
Yo. Me so me da se pa. Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Yay, senior Pacho Macassa for the form Kakrama. Okay, we Pacho, we didn't be a cassa free.
Kwame taxi driver.
Okay, Pacho, my yenti was 10 as I was rock a crack.
Mama, you do the glow.
Okay, Pacho, my yenti.
And someone I Canadian, no, I am penny for it. Then Mrs. Tabaco, Cano. I'm going to be a blue. Or man is saying I am penny for so say. So, I'm here to a moment from Diagma. I rather not call I will settle another 2 penny. Because we got them, yes, I say, a penny moment of that, and 2 penny now, I would be car buy. Oh, she say I would be born, and not about the person. The Mara said I am penny for no. Now, the American say, we will be a dear, oh, ma'am. Now,
hello, Nahoma no atia tom one Timmy and Yina, Amifaha. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Me Pacho, Udin baby Akasefri.
Uncle Benji from 57.
All right, Benji, Shrabani, Mwakabana, Yenti wa Gentre.
I see, Liana Oka, someone no baby of my yearning. Me a short, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Or you'll be over to maybe on my name.
Me Pacho, Yabotre, Yamisasa, one a video man and him. As some of that one say, Doctor, Dote, Wabaka say to him, say, or money at Timoniprone can. A general Mandebia that you can't to me to one among a dear no money, your money, ye. Nessa prone can corruption, a two to me, and then come out a daponoso.
And on American say, in Pelipona, I would journey now. Yes, yeah, corrupt any napa. And American so this is a doctor saying corrupt any napa. You have to be answering so. If you are woman now, obey your mind, not the air for what
Medasi. You hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
Yeah, but how fame Pacho didn't be a free.
But I'm free do the white sample.
Pacho, my interview.
If I so. They are best Ethiopia. That is a far parliament. That's something 4 years in a queen. If you won't I didn't sabotage.
There's a vegeta.
I did that. And now be a best to become me say no. Me here ready to me be free baby because me rule. And no be a better me be. One more casa. And I see a best in a 2 because almost show one near memoir. Almost sound for almost 2 years.
Okay.
Why a baby? A common young.
There's a young here your own.
Oh, for me, you said they
as you.
The Ghana lady, I didn't.
You, yeah, that's it. Say, Ghana, Najenya me. Hello, good evening.
Yes, also good evening.
Oh, senior man, Pacho. Oh, now I am a last call every say. Opela better sinti mean to me find times about Pamisu. Hallelujah.
I am at the wrong. Hallelujah. Now, the part of what let me do. All the Pentecostal head now. Tell you, young as 5, if I come out, young color idea now.
Also, me a day.
One give me another anyway. And I them a year. The book is the Biamas and Temple, and my year, and financing. What is the young father 5 to the map lady? It sounds bad. Then the Palan 71 say another service.
Senior, me Pacho, and yan on a dapon sumum, Nanso, when you actually were doing Yadasi pa. Yadasi. We are not gonna dish, and I'm yammering. Opele wa better say. When you're Tennessee, Yentimi and Fanimrenti, Yadicasebonina, Ebesi Hanum. Casebom Samu for a maze, Meber, entry, and a Samu Edema Yang. Okweja Bokran, senior, and Omanam so a boy or Casebotemu. DJ Marion so. Echi nchime fide mfuru madema mekase we mu da hokroje ono wan so yede mekopie mo Facebook no so ma won so wonya bi ehwe edema me na adwenkyere ne mienu bi bai ba menti firi hono mo na opele entoa so we ye walanyo akwetia or say the conclusion of the matter is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the next president of Ghana. Yo yadase odo itama ono so say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is our next president. Yo, it is possible yadase piaga ono so say oh, John Damani Maha Besansu Edin Kugo yo Mate. We efinana adwempa hene odi asempa the second. Also on share live na happy birthday enko emfama on wan kasa ba Joel ohene ase edu owusu ose afiwe Nyankopon enhira we ye pa na adwempa hene ya dase David Tete ɔsɛ ɔno so NCC for mamaden asɛ mbɛtumi abɔ mamaden ya no ma yɛ nkyerɛkyerɛ yɛde ama Ghana mebunti no ma monto abada no sɛ bɛbɛtumi abɔ na afi abato no wɔnom anya ho nyansa paa wei nso yɛ Richard ahwɛ ɔno so sɛ good evening Nhyiraba ɔhwɛ live Edi free DLFM and next gwetire ɛna ɔkyerɛ me sɛ kasɛbɔ no na mu sɛ yɛ bibia da mu din ne sɛnti ɔkyerɛ yɛ paa wɔn nso yɛ dase wia na egyina wei so na yɛasɔre kasɛbɔ no so edi amegye so ɛyɛ Nhyiraba Kwadwo Sammy B na me sɔre so yi na opere ɔba bɛtoa so DJ Hitman ɛnkyɛ kura ne ho bɛyɛ ahi
DJ Hitman ɔhete dodo ancha ho bɛyɛ ahi ani destiny
awoso up next yɛmo bibia mo ɛne tia